The Science of Reading intervention program has been designed for struggling readers in grades 4 through adult. It consists of 3 components: word recognition, language comprehension, and assessment-based instruction. Ideal for EL, ESL, special education, Tiers 2 and 3 reading intervention, continuing education, and adult literacy classes. Following is a complete scripted word recognition lesson from the Science of Reading intervention program. Forward to the time marker to see the instructional component you wish to review. Activity number 1.
Phonemic awareness.
Phonemic deletions. Now we're going to delete sounds to create new words. I will say a word and a sound to be deleted. You say the new word without the deleted sound. Crude. K. New word? Rude. Rude. Stool. S. New word? Tool. Drew. New word? Do. Broom. B. New word? Room. True. New word? Two. Thrush. F. New word? Rush. Activity number 2. Segmenting, spelling, and blending phonics lessons.
Review from previous lesson. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Moon. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Moon. Word? Moon. Moon. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Do. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Do. Word? Do.
Let's point to the picture and say the name of this card. We call it a woodpecker. Now point to the mouth and shape your lips like that. Say the sound of this card. The sound is
The as in woodpecker, can be spelled as O-O or blank you blank. Let's practice the sound and its spellings.
The word is foot. Repeat the word.
Foot.
Foot. Repeat the sounds.
Foot.
What's the first sound? What's the next sound? What's the last sound? Show with your fingers the number of sounds. Spelling. Say 'em as you spell 'em. Blending. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Foot. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Foot. Word?
Foot.
The word is wool. Repeat the word.
Wool.
Wool. Wool. Repeat the sounds. Wool. What's the first sound?
Wool.
What's the next sound? What's the last sound? Show with your fingers the number of sounds. Spelling. Say 'em as you spell 'em. Blending. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Wool. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Wool. Word? Wool. The word is good. Repeat the word. Good. 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 Repeat the sounds. Good. What's the first sound? G. What's the next sound? What's the last sound? D. Show with your fingers the number of sounds. Spelling. Say 'em as you spell 'em. Good. Blending. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Good. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Good. Word? Good. Good. The word is put. Repeat the word. Put. Repeat the sounds. Put. What's the first sound? P. What's the next sound? What's the last sound? T. Show with your fingers the number of sounds. Spelling. Say 'em as you spell 'em. Put. Blending. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Put. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Put. Word? Put. The word is pull. Repeat the word. Pull. Pull. Repeat the sounds. Pull. What's the first sound? P. What's the next sound? What's the last sound? Show with your fingers the number of sounds. Spelling. Say 'em as you spell 'em. Pull. Blending. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Pull. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Pull. Word? Pull. The word is fulfill. Repeat the word. Fulfill. Fulfill. Repeat the sounds. Fulfill. What's the first sound? What's the next sound? What's the last sound? What's the first sound? What's the next sound? What's the last sound? Show with your fingers the number of sounds. Spelling. Say 'em as you spell 'em. Blending. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Fulfill. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Fulfill. Word? Fulfill. Heart words. Listen to the sounds and pay special attention to the spellings of the parts to learn by heart. Listen. Repeat the word. Listen. Listen. Repeat the sounds. Listen. What's the first sound? L. What's the next sound? I. What's the last sound? S. Study the part to learn by heart. The T is silent. What's the first sound? What's the last sound? N. Show with your fingers the number of sounds. Spelling. Say 'em as you spell 'em. Listen. Blending. Listen to the sounds and pay special attention to the spellings of the parts to learn by heart. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Listen. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Listen. Word? Listen. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Listen. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Glisten. Word? Glisten. Means to shine or sparkle. The lakes glisten in the sunlight. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Hasten. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Hasten. Word? Hasten. Means to hurry. I have to hasten to class so I won't be tardy. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Fasten. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Fasten. Word? Fasten. Means to close or join something. I always fasten my seatbelt. How are the sounds and spellings in the heart words similar? They each end in N. All of them have a S sound before the silent T. Listen to the sounds and pay special attention to the spellings of the parts to learn by heart. Answer. Repeat the word. Answer. Answer. Repeat the sounds. Answer. What's the first sound? A. What's the last sound? What's the first sound? S. Study the part to learn by heart. The W is silent. What's the last sound? Show with your fingers the number of sounds. Spelling. Say 'em as you spell 'em. Answer. Blending. Listen to the sounds and pay special attention to the spellings of the parts to learn by heart. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Answer. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Answer. Word? Answer. Blending. Listen to the sounds and pay special attention to the spellings of the parts to learn by heart. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Sword. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Sword. Word? Sword. The knight carried his shield and sword. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Two. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Two. Word? Two, meaning the number. I ate 2 hot dogs for dinner. Say 'em as I blend 'em. Whom. Say 'em as you blend 'em. Whom. Word? Whom. Whom receives the action in a sentence. To whom did you give the basketball? How are the sounds and spellings in the heart words similar? All of them have the silent W. Activity 3. Sounds and spellings and heart words practice. Spellings to sounds match 'em. Click and listen to each audio file and drag and drop the audio buttons into the boxes which match. Say each sound as you drag and drop. D. Sh. P. F. T. Sounds to spellings match 'em. Click and listen to the audio files and type the words from the sounds you hear in the boxes which match. S. T. P. T. T. E. Ng. Say 'em and listen. The weirdo words. Now click the Say 'em and Listen audio file and practice the weirdo words. These nonsense syllables will help you practice reading parts of words quickly. If using print copies, the teacher plays the audio file. Walk the room to monitor student practice. Let's say 'em and listen. The weirdo words. Number 1. Mullish. Mullish. Number 2. Tie should. Tie should. Number 3. Nudin. Number 4. Lutin. Number 5. Volant. Number 6. Woolist. Sort 'em. Drag and drop these words into the boxes which match. If using print copies, play each audio file on the Teacher Google slide in mixed order. Sort and spell these heart words. To, who, fasten, hasten, sword, glisten. Once you have completed both sorts and spellings, open the red doors to review and correct if you need to do so. If using print copies, display the answers on the Teacher Google slide. Drag and drop the hearts above the parts to learn by heart. If using print copies, draw a heart above each irregular sound spelling. Review the answers and correct if you need to do so. Activity number 4. Say it, spell it, read it, word chain. The first word is woolen. Say woolen.
Woolen.
Say the sounds as we drag them down.
Woolen.
Now check the display and make yours like mine. Word?
Woolen.
Activity number 5, Sam and Friends Phonics Books. The 54 Sam and Friends Phonics books feature decodable stories with teenage characters, high-interest plots, and non-juvenile cartoons for each lesson. These stories will help you practice what you have learned in today's lesson. As I read the story out loud, slide your hand under the words that I read. After reading, review the illustrations and read the captions for your students, asking, "What's going on here?" The bus has left Pug the dog behind. Pug is mad because he can't go to school with Sam. Sound spellings and word fluency baseline timing. Display the last page of the story and point to each of the sounds and spellings. Sound?
Word.
Listen.
Listen.
Word?
Answer.
Now we are going to practice the words we are building with the sounds we are learning. We are all going to read them out loud in 6-inch voices at the same time. Don't read with your neighbor. Read on your own at your own pace. This is not a race. When I say ready, begin, we will all start reading left to right for 30 seconds. Slide your hand underneath the words as you read. When I say stop, point your hand to the last word you read and count backwards to determine how many words you read. Ready? Begin. Now write your word count in the first empty box below the alarm clock. Rereads, word fluency and comprehension, days 4 and/or 5. Gradually release responsibility to your students by having them individually or pair read each story out loud multiple times in 6-inch voices. Walk the room to monitor, assist, and correct. Interrupt students' reading to complete and record 30-second word fluency timing. Number of correctly read words. Depending upon the number of students, teachers may or may not complete fluencies on all students. Keep track to monitor the progress of each student throughout the week. Note that as the story texts get longer, students will complete fewer repeated readings. Students complete the comment or question margin notes and the script comprehension strategy questions individually or in pairs. If using Google Slides, students type in text boxes. If using printed booklets or other display-only devices, students write margin notes and answers to the comprehension questions on the pages or in a notebook. Discuss the students' comment or question margin notes and their answers to the script comprehension strategy questions. Students reread each of the 3 books per week and complete final word fluencies for each. The Sam and Friends Phonics books are ideal homework assignments. Whether students access the stories at home, on Google Slides, on tablets or phones, or as printed take-home booklets, students can practice independently or with family members. Elkinen Soundbox Spelling Dictations. Type the words I dictate. Next, type the sound spellings in each box. Count the number of sounds and type your answer. Lastly, type the irregular spellings. the parts to learn by heart. Display the Elkin sound box answers and help students self-correct. Personal sound walls. Not all students will continue to need speech articulation practice. However, the personal sound walls provide an excellent review for all students.
For the two sound vowels, we call them diphthongs. Say ow as in cow, oi as in coy, ah as in hawk, as in woodpecker, ooh as in rooster, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Write your own example words for each of the four as in woodpecker sound spelling on your laminated diphthongs valley sound wall. The personal sound walls also serve as quick warm-ups prior to multisyllabic word work. Students review, beginning in Lesson 30, the focus sound spellings introduced and practiced during the week's 3 lessons. Simply point to the relevant animal cards and ask name, sound, and spellings. The second warm-up, vowel flexing practice, uses nonsense words to practice those sound spellings by flexing or changing the vowel sound among sets of words. The teacher references the vowel flexing strategies as necessary to help students analyze and identify the letter-to-sound relationships. The slide notes provide the scripted instruction for the say 'em and dot the vowels activity. Say each nonsense word as I point to it. Fow, fo, foo. Rube, robe, rube. Move the orange rectangle to reveal the answers. Self-correct the dotted vowels. Next, let's complete the divide and say 'em activity. Again, the slide notes provide the scripted instructions for this activity. Each of these nonsense words can be pronounced in different ways, depending upon their syllable division. Write the divide and say 'em nonsense word and underline its syllables as you say them out loud. Write the word again, underline and say the word another way, using the vowel flexing strategies as a guide. Keep doing so until you have divided the syllables and said the word in every possible way. Let's put together the syllables and read the word this way. The teacher leads the students in blending each word using U-shaped hand swoops underneath the syllables as you continuously blend their syllable sounds. If some students say the incorrect vowel sound or syllable division, prompt with one or more vowel flexing strategies until they say it correctly. Read the scripted directions in the slide notes for the multisyllabic word work. It's time to practice with some real words. Display the slide on a whiteboard and use dry erase markers. Students will use their accompanying worksheets. Let's draw lines underneath any prefixes or suffixes and say them together. Place a dot above the vowels and underline their syllables in the rest of the word on your own. When you finish, say the whole word out loud, syllable by syllable. If the word doesn't sound right, use one of the vowel flexing strategies to try another vowel sound. Let's read the word together as you clap and snap the syllables. Clap the accented and snap or tap your knees for the unaccented. Hide the word. Now, spell the word out loud, pausing after each syllable. Read the word definition. Write the word in a sentence that shows its meaning, using one of the SAIL context clue strategies.